Hello, good afternoon. My name is Judy Hannon. Welcome, Dr. Sears and students. I did my lesson plan on the macroeconomics SSEMA 1, which is the first standard, specifically going to the substandard defining the
Laura Watts, you got a phone call in the front office. Laura Watts, you have a phone call in the front office.
Defining the stages of the business cycle, which includes peak, contraction, trough, recovery, expansion, as well as recession and depression. To begin the lesson, I had identified a warm-up activity for the students when they came in, which was to define cycle, just the general term cycle, and asked what are some of the events that occur in a cycle. And so we talked about different things in regards to weather and the calendar and climate changes and things of that nature, which was really trying to establish the students' knowledge of what a cycle was to relate it to what the business cycle was. And I introduced that the main concept of the lesson that we would be talking about was the business cycle, basically told the students that the economy of a nation also moves in a cycle, and it's called a business cycle. And that today we would be talking about how does the business cycle affect the nation's long and short-term goals. So after we did that, I had an agenda of what were the topics and the activities that we would be going through during the 90-minute lesson. And so I kind of reviewed this with the students. The warm-up, as I mentioned, they had just done in the first 5 minutes or so and had a brief conversation when the students were all seated. Then I was going to do a lecture, which really was a review of the 3 important economic measures, and those actually were part of the standards B and C, which was to discuss and review the gross domestic product, economic growth, CPI, consumer price index, as well as talk about some of the economic growth and inflation items in regards to GDP. Then we had a cute little video I think the children enjoyed, which was the unemployment game show. And then I went back again to a little bit more of a lecture talking about the different economic measures and did discuss the terms and definitions. I did a PowerPoint, and then we had a group worksheet, and then we had a whiteboard activity. So let me just kind of briefly review all of these different activities in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, Coach, can you bring up